Now, remember, Aimee is a princess. She's also of this social class, and I think she would be very interested in just confirming, you know, who's a good match, who's not. Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome back to the Royal Generation of my Medieval Legacy Challenge. Edward does have school today. You guys mostly thought he should graduate early. I did have one person say, hey, it'd be cool to see more school. So what I'm going to do is try and do both. He's going to go to school today, and then I'm going to have him graduate early at the end of the day. He's still got a week and a bit to go before he's a young adult. There was one suggestion from the comments, which was he would be getting tutors at home. That is actually how he'd be learning, not probably going to an institution so much. And I liked that idea. Obviously, there's no tutor option. I'd love other suggestions for how to represent that. But what I thought I could do is also buy a bunch of skill books for relevant skills, and he could just read. You know, I could say for a few hours a day, he has to read a skill book or practice his skill, like practice his cello, something like that. All right, we've arrived at school. I just had him introduce himself to somebody and they've become besties. He's going to have so many friends from this. He needs to study for exams, but I'm not going to bother. This is the same teacher we had last time. She's just had a bit of help. Mistress Tia. Have I introduced myself to everyone? Obviously need to make as many friends as possible. Kyoshi we did not get on with. So we will also greet Melanie. It's important that Crown Prince be loved by the people. I wonder if I could give gifts to people, make donations. With the lights turned down for still life drawings, why would you want to draw in the dark? Drowsiness sets in. It is unlikely the teacher will notice if he takes a quick nap. Stay awake. It's a struggle, but he makes it through. I want him to graduate early, and if I mess this up by having him take a nap and he takes a big performance hit, not worth it. Do your art. What are we learning? Acting. Well, that's actually handy. And photography. Never going to use that. I don't want him getting ideas. He does dislike photography, so this is the only way he'd ever learn it. We just need to get level 10 charisma. All right, we need to be friendly with a faculty member, but Oh, is he having fun? He's having fun. Tell a joke about Sunset Valley. If that's fun and it's friendly with a faculty member, then that's win-win. You better laugh, I'm the Crown Prince. Not that Edward would pull that, but she did not seem amused. Oh, we've got typewriters. Excellent. Schools need computers. That's a bit cheeky. What could I have him do that would be fun that isn't playing a computer game? Because they're not meant to exist. If I have him browse the web, we could say he's reading a periodical. We could imagine he's typing a letter to his family. Instead of doing that, why don't I actually, because I do this sometimes, socialize, chat with. The idea is these reflect letter writing, and there's obviously nowhere to write letters. So, for example, he could write a letter to his little sister. I don't know that he'll get fun from this necessarily, but hopefully it will at least give him social. He's writing a letter during his lunch break to Justine, because she's a child age sim now. She probably really likes getting letters from her big brother, and, you know, he's talking about the school in Windenburg. Maybe she wrote to him saying, hey, what's it like going to school there? You want to go to the prom? No. You are a peasant. Morgan, I'm sorry. What have we got now? We've got to get ready for class. Stop writing that letter. Didn't help with his fun at all, but that's fine. We'll do something fun afterwards, I promise. Also, you're going to graduate early. That's pretty fun. Computer science class. Well, that is something we definitely don't need. The other benefit of having him learn at home is I can choose the skill books. There's probably a mod I could use to stop his kids going to school even during grade school. Actually, I think it's an MC Command Center setting. You can actually choose. I think the problem is it's across all saves, and obviously we don't want to do that. Listen to music. We need the fun. Are you kidding me? How is that not fun? I'm listening to music. Okay, so graduate early. So this was like a preparatory school. Maybe it was a social etiquette, that kind of thing. And his uncle has deemed that he's learned enough and now he needs specialist education. He'll be learning fitness from our night. So he's gonna talk to the principal, and the principal, who's feeling floaty, I don't like that at all. Also, why are we in the toilet for this? Yes. Prince Edward has graduated high school early. He's shown such exemplary academics and extracurriculars that he earned a diploma while still being a teen. So we've come home and Elias Graham is here. He's our cousin, I say that about every sim in this save now. They're our cousin. Elias is Caroline's son, who will eventually end up leading the church. For weird reasons, it said we didn't know him, but he was also available in my list, but also I couldn't introduce myself to him, which meant I didn't get to do the OP friendly introduction thing. But I thought, let's have him. We can do a family kiss. We're reasonably close relatives. The game actually recognizes them as relatives. You can tell because there's no flirtation. Elias is sharing God. He's meant to be more godly than that. He's meant to be a good boy, but that's okay. I love that he's gossiping. I mean, he is a teenager. Let's say that we like gossip. Why not? All right. Well, why don't we invite Elias in? We do still need to do something fun. I feel like I always default to putting them on the chess table, but we also don't have a huge amount of group activities that are fun. I guess I could have them play cards. I was just imagining he'd be a good boy like his granddad Jacob. But if he's a bit of a gossip, a little bit naughty, I mean, if he's taking confession, I don't know if the Order of the Watcher does confession like a Catholic religion, but that could be a problem. You can join, James. It's good for the boys to have a little chat together. And I'd like to be friends. Obviously, there's financial reasons to be friends. So what I'm going to do while the boys are playing cards, why don't we go in here? We're going to purchase books. That's all of the starting level books. So we've got cooking, we've got comedy, we've got logic, some parenting books, some skills that you could see that are more relevant. Honestly, the main thing I want him to work on right now is his charisma, because if I can get him to level 10 charisma before he's a young adult, we will have completed this aspiration. I think we're on the last level. We are. And then their relationships never fade, which means I don't have to stress about like the random teens he made friends with at school will always adore him. What do you want, Agatha? If it was Edward, I would accept, but I'm just going to say under what conditions and just take the 2,500 simoleons. Gregory, like I said at the end of the previous part, he's been looking at ways to improve the kingdom's chances in the war against Vlad and the vampires. And he's looking for alliances. And he's reached out to the small island kingdom in Brindleton Bay. So I guess we'll call it Brindleton. He has approached them and they've said they'd be willing to discuss it, but have dropped hints about a more formal alliance and mentioned that they have 2 daughters. What I was thinking is maybe tomorrow we'll have a little... I'll do it as an event. Well, maybe we'll just invite a bunch of nobility, but I was going to invite both of the girls. Rhea has a bit of an advantage in terms of making friends with him or winning his heart because he already knows her. In the interest of fairness, I'm actually going to reduce their relationship. I'm just going to reduce it, if I set it to 20. So she has disappeared from here, which means she's not worth 2,000 simoleons a week for me at the moment, but I'm hoping they'll be able to build up their relationship. I just don't want them to be besties. It takes the fun out of it, to be honest with you. So it's the next day, and in the interest of having him work on his skills, I just have to move a little bit away from that machine because it's a little bit immersion breaking. But he's being trained by Sir Byron to work on his fitness a little bit. You know, it's important that a king know how to sword fight and defend himself. You know, obviously we've had him working on strategy and everything. So I'm then going to have him come in here. Acting would be good. Learning how to comport himself appropriately. For example, when you have a little bit of acting school, you can do things like cry on cue. I have scheduled a dinner party. We're starting at 3 p.m. He's also invited Edward's immediate family. We're kind of rehearsing potential brides, and obviously we want Aimee and Gabriel to have an opinion on that. And he's invited some of the ruling noble lords. If the king is going to enter into such a major alliance, potentially marrying the crown prince to a princess of another realm, he kind of would want the lords to be on board. All right, we've had a call from someone named Merlin Monk, who I assume is an actual monk because he's calling asking for a donation. We're obviously going to say yes. It's important to support local religious institutions, and maybe having the monkhood on side would be good for us. All right, so our main goal is to call guests to meal. We also need to socialize and have drinks. The caterer is someone that Edward has suggested. So this is obviously the lovely Desiree. If Desiree were a caterer, she'd actually just make sure there was no one in the kitchen and then use magic, but that's fine. Here is the beautiful Princess Ray. Oh, a little bit of the kiss on the cheeks action. Oh, and here we have Fiona. If I do a cheerful interaction, I know the friendly interaction triggers the high friendship gain. Maybe I'll do funny. And she's like, nice. Now, she's obviously the crown princess, and she's not. He's going to introduce himself to Fiona. Okay. We just became good friends. No. See? No. I'm going to set hers back to 20. Normally, yes, 100%. On board with him overpowering everyone with his charm offensive. But for these two Sims, I don't want to do it. These two are a little bit less impressed by a crown prince because they are a crown princess, and her sister, who probably, you know, sisters being what they are, is like, what are you guys all doing? Where are we? Oh, we're all in the sitting room. Well, that's really cute. Desiree, you're meant to be cooking. This is what I imagine. I mean, we should have cooking staff. So in my mind, this table represents that. So let's call to meal. Oh, he's having a nice old chat with Fiona. Now, this is Lord Thomas. He's actually the head of his household. I don't know what happened to his dad. Lord Tristan, I guess, passed away. I don't know. I've got aging disabled, and maybe I have neighborhood stories in the household by accident. I'm not sure. Okay, that's the queen. Come in here. Do a friendly introduction to her. We need to make a good impression on these two, because if he makes a bad impression, then obviously they're not going to consent. Look, Desiree, I love you, but you're meant to be the help. Apparently Klaus didn't come, so that's a bit concerning. But anyway, we'll invite him. We're all listening to music. Can I couple dance? We'll dance with Ray first. She's the crown princess. Sometimes this mod has sound. It's an older mod, and I don't think Mercury Foam is making the mod anymore. I had to look for an updated version. Crossing fingers that it goes well. Oh, he's got a crush on Princess Fiona. That's interesting. I have got the game sound turned off, so even though there are songs embedded in this mod, it shouldn't matter. Look at them. I do love this mod. It's just that Mercury Foam isn't updating the mods anymore. I think they've stopped creating mods, which is unfortunate. If you know of another standalone dancing mod, let me know, because I do love this. The king's in here. I actually suspect this is a meeting of nobles. In fact, there's a lot of heads of house in there. So I think that they are consulting on the wisdom of the alliance. Now, from Windenburg's point of view, they would want Edward to marry Ray because she is the crown princess, and it is more... Hey, wait, the event finished. I have averted everybody leaving. In theory, these guys are about to do a different dance, and I'm hoping that it's not scandalous. Okay, not so bad. Not so bad. Now, this is the sister that he has a crush on. Oh, love that, Martin. Go, you supportive friend. Maybe, I mean, maybe he's hoping that he can get hooked up with a pretty sister as well. Now, he hadn't actually met the king yet because the king declined the original dinner invitation. So let's do a cheerful introduction because friendly is not listed. Also, I wanted to check if we got any charisma from the dinner party. We did. We got 2 levels out of that. That's not bad. Just temporarily, I'm going to add Aimee to the household. I'm actually going to have Aimee attempt to suss out both of these girls. Now, remember, Aimee is a princess. She's also of this social class, and I think she would be very interested in just confirming, you know, who's a good match, who's not. I don't know if she has observant. Okay, she does. So, Fiona is high maintenance and jealous. For a princess, I mean, not surprising. We'll also do a respectful introduction to Ray. I love that Ray timed it to come over at that exact moment. And she's loyal and self-assured. So she thinks Fiona's interesting. Fiona thinks she's responsible. They did not get on. That's really interesting. So she thinks that Ray is pretentious. Ray is a crown princess. I do find that very interesting. I thought, based on their traits, with her being high maintenance and jealous, Ray's obviously a more straightforward sim to have in the household for us. But everything is pointing the Sims towards Fiona. That is really interesting. In terms of friendship, he very slightly gets on with Ray more than Fiona, but he has a crush on Fiona. Gregory would want him to marry Ray, but there are other factors. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. So let me know what you think. He is getting on quite well with Klaus. I'm not super mad at the idea of having a high maintenance queen. I mean, it could be fun, to be fair. All right, you guys, I'm actually going to leave this part here. We're finishing more or less where we started with him playing the cello. Obviously, he's finished school now. We've got, I think, a week before he's a young adult. I think I would like him to get married before he's a young adult. We've had Sims marry as teens before in this series, but I didn't have them start trying for baby until they were young adults. And I would do the same thing here. So let me know what you think in terms of the future romantic partners and queens of the Kingdom of Windenburg. Oh, we've disappeared. There we are. We're back. It's fine. Don't forget also to like and subscribe. You know the drill. I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.